We have many people in the valley of decision asking, which one should I go for? Should I start a business or I should just go into investments? So if you are in that category of persons, or you know the person who is in that situation, then this video is for you or for them. So let's look at it. There are so many factors to consider when it comes to deciding, should I do business or I should go into investments. Number one, and in this video I want to talk about 3 points, 3 factors that you may need to consider. So I will start from the bottom, which is number one is to look at, are you ready to commit time, effort, and energy? Are you ready to be active? Because business requires you to be active. You may decide to build a system later on, but at least at the initial stage, it requires your active participation, which means you must be involved in the sales, you must be involved in the operation. Even as a startup entrepreneur, it takes so many things from you. It takes you interacting with your vendors, with your customers. Are you ready to be active? Time, effort, and energy. If your answer is no, you want to be passive, you just want a return on investment, maybe you have another job that is giving you active income, then go for investment, because investment does not really require much from you except from your mental efforts, which you have to put into learning the kind of investment you want to do. So that is number one. Number one is time, effort, and energy. Are you ready to be active? If you are ready to be active, then go for business. If you are not ready to be active, then go for investments. That's number one. Number two is your risk tolerance. Your risk tolerance. What do I mean by your risk tolerance? We also call it your risk horizon or your risk profile. Are you ready to take risk? Are you the risk averse person or you are a risk taker? Because the risk involved in starting a business is higher than the risk involved in going into investments. I say that again. The risk involved in starting a business, there are so many things involved when you are starting a business. There are so many uncertainties. No matter the level of tutorial, no matter the level of coaching you might have received, until you start the practical, you don't know what it is. When I wanted to start my first business in 2017, I thought it was easy. And within the first year of business, that business failed. I haven't managed another man's business for 13 years before I resigned. So many risks involved. The risk of what is the assurance that you are going to have customers. You will be told, advertise your products. After advertising, I think this man was giving his own scenario, which is Brain Jotter, that comedian. He said he invested 10 million in a restaurant, and eventually he started making losses, and eventually he needed to close that restaurant down. So risk is involved in business. So no matter the business you are seeing and you think they are making profit, initially it was not like that. Except maybe they have a leverage. They have something they are leveraging on. But if you don't have that leverage, the best thing for you is to go for investment, because investment only takes you learning. You only need to put in your mental efforts, which is learning about investment. What kind of investment do I want to do? We have low risk, we have medium risk, and we have high risk. You may decide to start with low risk, treasury bills, FGM bonds. You can decide to even become a venture capitalist or become an angel investor. You only need to know about investments, which is the mental effort. So you don't need the hard work. So if you know that you are risk averse, go for investments. If you know you are a risk taker, you know that you are going to wage it, you are going to scale through no matter what, you know you have a tough skin, then go for business. So that is it. So now talking about the risk, you need to know that the higher the risk, the higher the potential return. The higher the risk, the higher the potential return. So that's why you see that the return on business is higher than investments. Your business could give you as high as 100%, 200%, depending on the type of business. While investments, maybe the maximum you get is maybe 35% in a year. If you are even investing in treasury bills and the rest, you will only get like 16 to 20%. But one thing you are sure of is it is certain. You are sure of it, and you are not putting any work. It is passive income for you. You are not working. That's number 2. What is number 3? Number 3 is your personality. What kind of person are you? Do you even know your temperament? Are you an extrovert or an introvert? If you are an extrovert, for instance, it is easier for you to start a business because you are already the outgoing type. What business requires is already inherent in you. For instance, we talk about recruitment, we talk about selling. For instance, if you don't know how to sell, maybe you are phlegmatic, you are an introvert, you don't like talking, which means you may have to recruit somebody who will be doing that for you. And what is the assurance that that person will do it well? If you are an introvert, for instance. But if you are an extrovert, you can do it for yourself. You can do it all by yourself. So when it comes to delegation, for instance, leading, strategies, accounting, can you do all these things? If you are an extrovert, you can say, okay, don't worry, I can learn all those things, I'm ready. So your personality also comes into play. So if you know that you are not the type that likes activity, you don't want to be involved in activity, then go for investments. Learn about investments. You only need someone like Warren Buffett. That is what he does. And is among the top 10 richest men in the whole world. He's purely into investments. He and his partner, who just passed on not quite long, Charlie Munger, they are purely investors. So it depends on those 3 factors. There are more factors one can consider, but I just want to limit it to these 3 factors, which is number 1, time, effort, and energy. Number 2, your risk horizon or your risk profile. Number 3 is your personality. So if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, kindly do. We talk about business, we talk about investments, finance, real estate, and personal development. If you are yet to subscribe, kindly do by clicking on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we release a new video. And kindly give it a like if you know this video has helped. Till we meet in our next video, stay blessed.